West Ham are yet to lose in 2018 and venture into the Premier League top half with victory at Brighton on Saturday. A record of 2 wins and 3 draws so far this calendar year sees the Hammers sitting in 12th and face the Seagulls side without a win over the same period. The problem is, our injuries continue, our squad is thin, and to be honest, there's just a lot of toxicity between the fans, our fan base, our club from top to bottom. Welcome back to Irons United. Richard, Brighton on Saturday, away. What are your thoughts?
It's going to be a tough game. Brighton at home have been decent. They've been better at home than they have on the road. Obviously, they showed us their class at the London Stadium where they battered us 3-0. Yes, Bilic was in charge and there were toxic times during that period, but they can play. They've got some good players.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, as you mentioned, our squad is extremely thin and we haven't done enough business in the transfer window, which again, we've documented well over the last couple of weeks. We fed up with our transfer business, and you know, with Lanzini and Arnautovic out, I don't see where we're going to have that creativity. A lot of pressure is going to be put on João Mario's shoulders. He's going to have to be solid in the middle of the park, and Hernandez is going to have to come right as well. He was decent, to be fair, against Palace, so hopefully he can build on that and we can get a result. We've done it against Huddersfield, so why not?
Let's be honest though, Rich. Like, there is a lot of pressure on Mario's shoulders because right now he literally is. He's the new man. He's the new guy, and straight away, bang! We're all relying so much on his creativity in the middle of the park. We could go on tonight about the transfer activity. We could go on tonight about emails that were leaked and all the problems that are going to go on. But what we'll do is we're going to save that for another video when we get a chance. We're going to make this a short preview for the Brighton game. When it comes to Brighton, what do we know about them and what threats are they going to have?
Oh, they're a decent side. Obviously, up front, I think is our major threat in the form of Glenn Murray, who, even in his times at Palace, he'd love a goal against us. He did it at the London Stadium. It's good from the penalty spot. So that's definitely a threat we're going to have to keep locked up. They've got the likes of Anthony Knockout out wide, who's always tricky player. Pascal Gross is decent as well. Izquierdo scored a great goal against us at the London Stadium. So there's definitely threats there.
Yeah.
I still believe, even with the thin squad we have, we've got enough to go there and win the game. But especially in the form they're in. So let's stay compact and hit them on the break and hopefully get the 3 points. But there's definitely threats there for Brighton for sure.
Well, there is, and I think the main one, I think you mentioned him, Glenn Murray. He wasn't particularly playing that well earlier in the season, and then he kind of stepped into the mark against us and got his first goal of the season, and he's got some goals this season, and he's looking all right. He's later in his career, but he does a job, and that's exactly what Brighton need, is a player that can just nip in with those goals here and everywhere. And if he gets those 8 or 9 goals a season, that's what's going to help Brighton from safety. But yeah, Richard, I talked about earlier on that we're sitting in 12th position. A victory can move us obviously into the top half. We're still 4 points from safety. How important is this game? It's
massive. The bottom half is as tight as it could ever be. From 10th to 20th, we're talking a few points. So especially against teams in and around us, we've spoken about this before, especially in regards to the Huddersfield game, and I was so glad we won that game and the West Brom game, because teams in and around us are fighting for points left, right and centre. To stay in the Premier League is such a massive achievement with all the finance that comes with it. We need to win this game.
Yeah.
To be fair, I would probably take a point, considering the injury problems that we have. But at the same time, it's a game we can definitely win. And if we do win, it just gives us a bit of breathing space from the bottom 3 and into the top half. As soon as you're in the top half, everyone at the club becomes more positive. When you see West Ham United in the top half of the table, everyone literally, not saying relaxes, but can see that the job's been done.
I think we do, though. I think we definitely do relax slightly. I think that's, again, maybe that's the kind of social media head coming on. The social media spin of it is we're sitting in 10th place, so you kind of slowly start to forget about the 10 teams below you. But because it's so tight, you're only 4 points from safety, and it can just literally change like that. Rich, I want to quickly talk to you. Yeah, I know I said we're not going to talk too much about it, but we signed Jordan Hugill. He knows the Championship. He's not particularly prolific, but we are West Ham. We have signed him. We're going to back him 100%.
Absolutely.
Is he in with a shout at this weekend? Is he going to be in and around? I mean, he's definitely going to be on the bench. What is Moyes going to do? Where is he going to position our team?
I think he'll keep the team very, very similar to the Palace game. I see Hernandez starting again. I see João Mario starting again. As far as Jordan Hugill goes, I'm the same as you. I don't care what people say about him. He's a new signing. He's a hammer now, and we are going to back him. We're going to believe in him. Hopefully, Moyes can give him all the tools he needs to become a decent striker at the club. For me, it was a strange decision to sign him because, as you've mentioned, he's not at all prolific in the Championship. But you know what? Why not? Let's see what he can do. I personally see him starting on the bench. Maybe he'll get the last 20. But a lot of the pressure is going to be shifted to Hernandez, who had a good game against Palace. I'll give him credit for that because in the past I've slated him. His hold-up play hasn't been good enough.
But he had chances, Rich, didn't he? He had chances.
Yeah, he had chances. And the weird part of it all is Hernandez is normally so good in and around the 6-yard box. And that chance that he had when Tompkins nipped in there before him, you'd expect Hernandez to get there first. Great challenge from Tompkins, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But Hernandez normally buries those. And I think he's always a threat. I reckon, why not? Hernandez get on the score sheet against Brighton. Go for it, lad. I can see it happening.
And how much confidence is that going to do for him? Because I tell you what, Richard, we've been calling for the service, and he did get some service, yet he didn't finish it. But it does come down to a great save, a great tackle, and that's what happens in football. But if we keep feeding him, then hopefully we can get these opportunities. When it comes to Hugill, yeah, 100% we're going to back this lad. I can't believe I'm even mentioning the guy's name, though, to be fair, because 24 hours ago, I had never heard of the guy in my life.
Yeah.
And now I know, and now, as a West Ham fan, every single one of us know everything about him, who he's played against, where he's played before, that he saved Hartlepool from relegation, that he's helping them. It's just nuts how much you know about this guy, and he looks so happy to be there. And do you know what? When I look at the video of him announcing that he is at West Ham, it's a little bit like a video that we would desperately want to do as a fan, to say, hey guys, I've just signed, woohoo! Like, it's just, he's buzzing. And I tell you what, that can go far in football. He's a professional footballer, and if he does play in this game and he does get his chance, oh my God, Rich, if anything, he's going to throw himself about that park. He has nothing to prove to anyone, nothing to lose to anyone. He has got it all there to go for it. And do you know what? There is a part of me that goes, yeah, it's not the exciting transfer I wanted. There's a very small, it's a massive gamble that we've taken not to sign some prolific or well-known players within the league, but there is a small kind of like intrigueness about him, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's so refreshing to see a youngster like him come in, excited to be at the club, wants to do everything he can for the club. And obviously, most new signings talk the right talk, but scenes, imagine the scenes if he comes off the bench and nips the winner. I mean, an away day that everyone would definitely remember for a long time. So yeah, we're going to back him, and may he have the best times of his career at the club. Definitely.
A couple of other interesting points, I suppose, is the amount of players that we've let go from Sacco to IU, brought in Hugill, let a lot of the youth go. So I still see our bench being very light. I'm intrigued to know maybe it's time for players like Quina, Haksabanovic to maybe step up to the mark when they're called upon in the league. But yeah, we're going to have players coming back from injury. Let's just get behind our team. Let's get behind West Ham and let's support them. We all know and we all have a funny feeling we as a group are not really particularly board lovers or board lovers at all. But we are behind West Ham at the end of the day, and that's the main thing. Typical setup, and an interesting one is Joe Hart's still there, and he has got the World Cup coming up, Rich, and I just have this little tiny sneaky suspicion that should Adrian slip up over the next couple of games, so Hart's straight back in there. I could be completely wrong, but there's got to be some form of promises made to the guy, because we're out of the FA Cup, we're not in any cups.
Yeah,
what's your
absolutely
thought?
I think obviously it's a strange one. I expected him to go because, as you mentioned, in a World Cup year, to not be starting for West Ham is not going to do him any favours, especially with the likes of Butland. Pope's been playing decently, Forster's in and around there. There's good keepers in the England ranks. Pickford, that's another one. So if he doesn't get game time, I don't see him starting for England at the World Cup. So I'm surprised he didn't leave. If Adrian makes a slip up or two, I don't see him getting dropped because I think he's been world class since he's come in. And credit to Adrian because he could have easily thrown in the towel.
Absolutely.
When Hearts came to the club, he could have easily said, "I'm not having this. I'll go." But he kept fighting for his place. He got his chance and he grasped it with both hands. So credit to Adrian, and he loves the club. he deserves to be playing. I'd rather have him than Hart all day long.
Absolutely. Well, when it comes down to potential lineup, realistically, let's just do this quite quickly, Rich. We're looking at Adrian in goal, probably Collins or Bonner, Rice, and then the similar setup with Zabaleta and Byram and Creswell. I think Byram's got to play at right back. Creswell's got to play. I'd like to see Zabaleta play in that holding midfielder role that he did so well against Palace. Noble would be there, and Byram, he's just got to keep doing what he did against Palace, whipping his cross from the right-hand side. He had a great game, so I think those two will definitely be there. And then your man, the Lion, Kouati, keep his chin up, keep his performance on the go, and let's hope that between Mario and Chicharito we can get a bit of flair. Man to watch from Brighton, I think we both agree. Is it Glenn Murray?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Just have to look at his goal scoring record against us. He's definitely the man to watch. Hopefully, if Ginge plays, I don't know, Font might come in. Or between Bonner, Ginge, Font, they've got to do a job on him because he is the threat. Good in the air, can hold up the ball well, decent in the 6-yard box. He's a bit of a poacher as well, so we'll have to keep him quiet, definitely.
But also at the same time, a player to remember that Brighton did sign was Ulloa from Leicester. I don't even know if I've pronounced his name right, but he's a player that was he's a decent striker. He was there during the season that they won the Premier League. So he's Premier League proven. So he is pushing for a start in the side. So it's kind of toying whether or not Brighton will start with him, but we'll see. And then for me personally, man to watch, or a couple of men to watch for West Ham, are Mario and are Chicharito. Because I think it's definitely we need some goals, especially in this current setup that we've got. But before we go, Rich, back over to you for predictions.
Well, okay, I'm gonna be positive on this one. I'm gonna go 2-1 West Ham win. I think both teams will score, but I just feel like we'll have enough. We'll have just about enough. I'm gonna go. Mario's gonna get his first goal for us. I don't know what celebration he's gonna do. I can just see him doing one of these to the away fans. And that would be great. I think Mario will get on the score sheet. And what the hell? Hernandez is going to score for us. 2-1 win. Hernandez, Mario for me.
Excellent. And I'm going to go for a surprisingly... I'm going to go for a 3-1 win to West Ham. Again, I'm going to be positive. I'm just decided I'm just going to start being positive from now on. But a 3-1 win to West Ham. I would like to see Chicharito on the score sheet. And I just got a weird suspicion that one of the kind of... Declan Rice or Creswell's going to get on the score sheet. Like if I was going to this game, I'd just put a little cheeky bet on one of the fullbacks to get a goal to the game on Saturday. So listen, thank you very much for joining us. Short and sweet preview tonight. There is going to be some more materials coming out, some more channel shows coming out. Rich obviously does his Worldwide Iron show, so we'll hopefully have one of them coming out to you soon. We've got Alf's Rhubarb Grumble, we've got the vlogs, etc. Any who's interested, come on, have a chat with us, let us know what your thoughts are. Amazing competitions. Tonight we're actually releasing the competition, which is to win tickets for the West Ham Southampton game coming up at the end of March. So that will be a social media, Facebook and Twitter competition, so you'll have to like and share and retweet the post, so get on that, and then we are going to have another auction for the young girl Isla to help her get sent to America. So anyway, Rich, thanks for coming on tonight, and my name's Anton, and we are Irons United.